Hello and welcome to yet again another video where we discuss how to speak with confidence and master presentation skills. And today we are tackling a very interesting topic. I know most of the time as a speaker, as a presenter, you wonder, how do I get to structure my thoughts when I had not prepared to speak, yet I'm required to say something? So this is basically what you're going to be discussing in this video. We'll be sharing strategies on how to think on your feet or some tips of handling impromptu speeches, and I do believe that you will find this very insightful. As usual, my name is Mary and I'm glad to be joined by Godfrey in this conversation. Thank you, Godfrey, for joining me.
Always a pleasure, Mary, to be here.
Yes. Every day we speak about public speaking and just how to be more confident and coherent as you speak as a speaker or a presenter. And today we are diving deeper into impromptu speeches. And even before we share some of the tips, what are some of the possible scenarios where one is required to speak off the cuff?
Sure. Speaking impromptu is almost guaranteed that as long as you're a human being able to express yourself, someone will ask you from nowhere to make a few remarks. So this could happen either in informal setting or formal setting. Informal setting, these are maybe social events, family gatherings, funerals, weddings. Formal events could be maybe company meetings or job interviews. So basically those are some of the scenarios that you are likely to find yourself speaking at short notice. Yes.
Talking about interviews, I even remembered even media interviews.
Exactly.
Yeah, depending on someone's status or profile, if you're a politician, if you're a business owner.
Exactly.
Yeah, interesting. Now, in such scenarios, I know people would really be keen to know how they can be able to think on their feet and hack this impromptu situation. What are some of the tips of handling impromptus that you can be able to share with us?
There are quite a number of tips, Mary, and impromptu speaking can be a challenge, especially if you don't know how to go about them. But even before we look at how you can deliver an impromptu speech, let's begin with what happens before the moment. If you are accompanying your boss or you're going for this meeting, you are attending this event, before that event, anticipate. Prepare yourself psychologically, prepare your mind to present or to say something. So ask yourself, what am I likely to say if I'm asked? If I was to ask a question in this meeting, if I was to respond to a concern or a question, what am I likely to say? So these mental exercises will come in handy when now that moment comes, because the mind or the brain will give you what already gave it initially. So that's number one. Number two is when you're called to say something, it's at short notice. So you've not had all the time to prepare and research. So stick to the main message. Avoid getting into many other unnecessary details. And as you do that, avoid going on and on and on and on as you speak. Because most of the times people really struggle to conclude, or you're giving a lot of details that people are tired, and sometimes people will just switch off, disconnect from you. Sometimes people will start to walk out. So you can do this by instinctively timing yourself. So develop an internal timer. And as you do this, sometimes you don't want to be all over the place in terms of what you're addressing. So narrow yourself to framework that works for you. So there are many frameworks that you could apply so that you're guided, because as I said, for impromptu, if you don't know what you're talking about, it can be quite a challenge. And for impromptu, the framework is everything.
So it's actually important to really get it right. What am I supposed to be speaking about?
Exactly.
So that you stick to the message.
Exactly. Yes. So structures, very, very important. There are about 7 or so structures that one can apply. Yes.
And maybe we can discuss them in our next video.
Exactly.
Interesting. Now, sometimes our mind is our biggest enemy when it comes to impromptus, because you are not prepared to be called upon to say something. Sure. Maybe you can share with us some of the techniques to train our mind to really remain calm and focused during an impromptu speech?
Yeah, Mary, as you've rightfully put it, it's all in the mind. Whenever you're called to the stage, to the podium, to say something, because of these pressure to perform, pressure to do it right, not to do anything wrong. So whenever you're there, your mind perceives some sort of attack.
Or danger.
Yeah, it's like you're in danger. So what does it do? The work of the mind is to take care of your safety. So it will inform, of course, the brain and the whole system that we are not safe. So what does the brain do? It will make sure the coordination of your muscles and the whole system are in readiness for this danger. So your muscles will stiffen. That's why now you go blank. You freeze, mind freeze. All these things start to happen. Sometimes even sweating. Why? Because the system is getting ready just to resist any danger. So what I can encourage people is that when you're on the stage and you're handling impromptu, just remind yourself that nothing bad is going to happen. Nobody is going to attack you. It is just you going to, of course, deliver your speech. Even if you don't, they will still judge you. So just
so
do your
there's always
thing.
that fear of being judged.
Of being judged, yes. So get there, just speak. And how can you manage now the mind is, of course, knowing that the mind is preparing the body for some imaginary attack. And of course, the brain, how it responds is the adrenaline goes high, and you begin to feel like you're going blank, your muscles are stiffening.
Some people even begin to sweat.
A lot. So what you can do is breathe in enough to counter or to respond to this sudden need of oxygen by the system. So breathe in enough. If you have a glass of water with you, you can take a sip. Why are you doing all this? Just to relax the nerves and to make sure that the system has enough oxygen that it needs, so that you are calm on the stage.
To calm the mind.
Yes. So, of course, if you do all that together with now the tips we've mentioned, together with the framework or a structure that works for you, then you can easily manage to deliver an impromptu speech with a lot of ease. And these are things we talk about in our public speaking classes.
Sure.
Yes.
Great. And what I normally believe in, as much as it is impromptu, the first point you mentioned about anticipating to speak, you can actually get to prepare in advance.
Exactly.
Because you already know, I'm attending this function, I'm attending this meeting. So you are psychologically prepared just in case.
Yes.
Interesting. Thank you so much for sharing with us.
Sure, thanks, man.
Indeed, I do believe that the insights that we've been able to share will really come in handy whenever you are called upon to speak, when you had not prepared. And we encourage you to join our robust program. It's a 9 weeks program where we get to work with you the journey, not just to master how to be very confident as a speaker, but also how to handle situations where you're called upon to speak and you had not prepared. We have quite a number of professionals who have already signed up for our upcoming intake, and we look forward to seeing you in the class. Thank you for watching this video. See you in the next one.